Greetings, Caroline. Thank you for being here. Welcome. I have been waiting for this moment. I want to tell our audience really a little bit of a background before I give you the microphone. Since I met you virtually, we were in Pai Villarraza's teachings, and I just heard you have an interaction and a place of speaking and sharing, and my heart just paused. I was, as a international keynote speaker, I have heard thousands of people speak, and I was in awe of the way you have to communicate through your heart the work that you are here to do, that we are going to share. It's called Frequencies of Freedom. This is my dear friend Caroline. Even though we haven't met in person, I know we have been friends for a long time. So I want to open the microphone, my love, so that you can introduce yourself, who you are, and why are you here, and let our audience have a little piece of your loving, sharing heart.
Oh, hi, Val. Can you hear me clearly enough?
Perfect.
Awesome. It's so lovely to be here and to receive such a heartwarming welcome to your space. So, yeah, like you said, we've been sharing space virtually for some time in this glorious energy that we call inner dance. And here I am. I feel like, well, I'm just a woman in service to something much bigger than myself, and something which I had a sense of when I was a little girl. I used to dream about working in prisons, as unusual as that might sound. And then when inner dance energy found me, I was guided and invited to work in prisons in Scotland. And that's really where my life began, really, in my mid 40s. I'd been a counselor for 25 years. And all of a sudden, I'm going into a space I could only have dreamed of when I was a little girl. And it's been a year of profound transformation where I have met the most phenomenal teachers in disguise in prison uniforms. And it wasn't until I walked into a prison myself that I understood how much freedom has been missing in my life, how my heart has been in its own prison. And it's through the weekly work that I've been doing in the Scottish prison, and now with the prison projects that are upcoming in America, that the cells in my body are recalibrating towards freedom and joy. And I imagine the trillions of cells in my body, literally like prison cells, now beginning to vibrate, to open and expand into a state of harmony and alignment. So there's a very non-linear way to not answer your question about who I am.
This is beautiful. I mean, I'm filled with goosebumps just even starting this coffee with Val. There's so much love and synchronicity in this moment because we met through divine intervention in Zooms, right? With the background of inner dance. However, this dream of yours of coming into prisons has been also a dream of mine, as I share a whole chapter in my book, A Journey Back into Your Heart. And when we spoke for the first time, I said I had even spoken to Pai about it. I not knowing that he was already in prisons in the Philippines, or I not even knowing you. I had in my heart to serve because I had been served by an inmate in a way that no one was able to cater to that deepest wound and suffering I was having at that time. And that 1 4 minute call that person had from the prison, even though I said I was fine, he caught my tone of voice and just helped me rise from literally my deathbed. So, our point here is not only to share this wonderful project and help the cells of everybody's body move and every heartbeat rise, because this is a project of projects, but also to let go of point of views of ways we have seen people been incarcerated in their own life by judgment, by pointing at faults. People incarcerated are human beings just like everyone watching this now or later. It's just like us. We have been deeply wounded. perhaps some of us have not been caught in our misery or our faults. And these beautiful souls that have just been wounded, that have, for whatever reason, a turn in their life, also deserve to be loved, also deserve to be wanted, to feel use to be of use to humanity. And they are, because you and I, you obviously so much more, and of course Lisa, that I know it's in your project, has been served so much more by these inmates than what the work that you and her go, or the little bit that I have done. So I want to expand this through your heart as well. Before we go into telling a little bit more about this beautiful project, the essence and the beauty of deconstructing points of views, and how we can expand our hearts and know that the teachings are even in the most hidden places, and from the people that are in the most vulnerable places, and what this idea and experience has done for you and I. So I will let you speak a little bit more about that, please.
Sure. Well, like I say, it was every interaction with the inmates, whether it's in Scotland or whether it's in America, is humbling. I'm being taught how to really listen, and listening through my heart, listening in a much deeper, more profound way. And I'm meeting men and women who are at a stage in their life where they want to reclaim their sense of purpose, where they're learning perhaps for the first time that they have value and that their lives are meaningful and that they can contribute positively to their cellmates, to the prison dorms, to the world outside of the prison walls, and that there is meaning to their incarceration. And yeah, so it's a real process of remembering. And with the help of Gogi, getting out by going in, these inmates are studying at really high levels. They're learning. It's like going through school all the way up to university. This is deep learning and study, all of the skill sets, all of the milestones that they've missed in their own lives. And so whilst I'm studying getting out by going in, I'm discovering the learning, the stages of my psyche that were maybe undernourished, or initiations that I've missed entirely. And so this is a real process of discovery for myself as I begin to embody these life tales. So it's just it's a wake-up call in the most profound ways.
Thank you so much for sharing. I every time you speak, you teletransport me to the spaces, and this is a gift that you have. And I've been observing and being a little part, just by seeing how I could be of service in this. And this is why we're bringing it to more people. I know more people will tune in the recording. So, and we will not only have people that are in inner dance, but we also have people from all over the world with a servant heart. So, how could we summarize in a nutshell really what we're doing? What is Gogi and inner dance, and what exactly is this work that is causing so much transformation and inspiration and hope for our inmates?
Okay, so basically, we're fusing two worlds, one heartbeat, and we're combining these phenomenal cognitive behavioral life tales, the Gogi life tales, with the sound of inner dance. We are capturing the sound of these tales within the music of inner dance, and it's enabling the inmates to deepen their understanding. So the tools of the body can really be embodied. The tools of transformation can be embodied at a cellular level. So taking knowing from the mind to that profound embodiment. And yeah, it's it's still in its embryonic stages. You know, we're at the very precipice of pioneering work. And the intention is to go to maximum security prisons in America and to teach the men and women how to be facilitated into states of rest, you know, because they have to survive prison. Every moment is about survival, and we're actually teaching them that there are other ways of being that produce more positive results, that there's higher functioning aspects of their brain that they can access, that they can shift out of that fight or flight, survival of the fittest, survival personality into one of rest and responsibility. So we want to reach as many prisoners as we can, and we're going to support them to be facilitated, which is a phenomenal shift in their psyche, to be able to lie down and trust that everything's okay, that they don't have to keep an eye open just in case something bad happens. I mean, that level of trust has just like completely transformed my whole being.
And for
Um,
them as well, because
oh,
they
yeah,
don't have that space there. They are
no, no,
stepping into a feeling that is forgotten inside of them. What a beautiful,
yes,
beautiful space to be. Caroline, what can we
yeah.
tell our audience that you have seen and observed that have benefited their heart, other than trust, the space that you have seen, because you have been going now for more than a year on a weekly base, at least right now in Scotland. And I know that after this live and all the work that we are doing, we're going to spread the mission and more people will join, and this will allow the project to go through more prisons. So for people to be inspired, and the word and gogi as such is a new word for many people.
Mhm.
So bring in what exactly that is and what your experience has been in this year-long project of the inspiration. Our audience wants to know what is doing in the hearts of these prisoners, because it's about time that we see those that are forgotten and that we give an opportunity for these beautiful souls to heal and be an example to humanity, to communities, to know that even if people that have no family around them for most of the time and they are in risk 24/7, that they come out of there already being servers of the world and teach us that we are here in all our elements, that sometimes we forget how easy it is to be present for others. So share a way where this has evolved, my love, because I'm just in awe of every single minute I learn more about this project.
Well, Getting Out by Going In, Gogi, is a non-profit organization that's been celebrating peer-to-peer support in prisons for nearly 24 years, and it's been founded by Coach Taylor in collaboration with thousands of inmates. And there has been a development of tools and studies and books and trainings to enable inmates to become facilitators and leaders within Getting Out by Going In, that there's a recognition that freedom begins on the inside and that everything we need is inside of us. We just need to learn, be taught, and remember all of these innate capacities for love, for positive thoughts, words, and actions, that actually our one true purpose is to be in service. And that's what the men and women are rediscovering. So there's this phenomenal structure and work that's already been taking place for a long time. And the alignment is the work that's been happening in the Scottish prison with inner dance. It was showing me every week that there was a level of structure required. The inner dance was really opening the door to that sense of freedom inside and to developing profound insights. And that there's some life tales that are needing to be learned and taught and integrated within the systems that I was going into every week. And so this amalgamation is the perfect fusion of sound healing and this profound energy work with the work of the conscious mind. You know, it is basically body and mind coming together. And what the men and women that I've been working with have taught me is, well, never ever to judge a book by its cover. We know this, don't we? We say it, but do we really know it? That I discovered for myself how much I have a capacity for unconditional love, that I can fully accept another. even if they have behaved in ways that go against our humanity, that actually have diminished their own humanity. And that through unconditional love and an accepting space, they can remember that they are love and they can remember how to love. And that's what I'm bearing witness to.
Definitely, you're bringing tears to my eyes because, in different level, we've been accompanying people who are not seen.
Mm,
For me, more so, homelessness and this example that I had of the inmate, but the work that you and um, Coach Taylor, bless you if you get to hear this, and Lisa, thank you to all of you for this inspiring moment to connect in beautiful ways and to see the impossible become
yeah.
possible. I know that we're going to refer your different pages here for people to follow you, and they can see for themselves
Mm,
from the voice of the inmates what this has been for them, this work that you all are doing. So just give us a couple of examples of words, moments, aha moments that you've had
mm,
with the
mm.
inmates of just being of grace and gratitude and sharing their transformation. Even it's a pilot program and they're being okay to be filmed so that we can unite with everyone watching now or later, because it's only through one action. What actually we make it so easy for people to get on board. We will share at the end of this live how you can be part of this, but just share some of those transformational moments of that they have spoken to you to just say, thank you.
Well, a few of the guys in Scotland have shared with me that substances no longer have the same effect on them now that inner dance is in their lives. So that
Mm,
speaks to me of huge disruption of addiction pathways and such deep cellular restructuring and restructuring of their brain. I mean, so I'm hearing directly from the guys themselves that this is touching them in ways that they couldn't possibly have imagined. And then we have letters coming in from the gentleman that we worked with in America saying this was the most important moment of their
mm,
lives and that they know that there's fruit inside of them that wants to be shared with the world. They're gaining insight into their true nature, into their true purpose, that they want to help to change the world from the most confined of spaces.
mm.
And these are guys, some of these guys are never getting out, but they've chosen a life of service. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps at that. They're choosing how to invest their time. They're not wasting time. They are in service to time. And choosing each moment in their prison cells is one of purpose. And I think that's extraordinary. I speaking for myself, I waste time. I switch Netflix on, nothing wrong with Netflix, but I find ways in my day to not be responsible. I find ways to tune out and numb out. And then I come face to face, heart to heart with these teachers who've been studying a long time. Put them in a suit, you wouldn't know where they come from.
Hello. This is
And yeah, they are choosing to show up moment to moment in ways that make a difference. And so in that sense, they're inspiring me to like sit up with a stronger, more resilient spine to how can I make the most of my day? How can I be in service more and more? Um, they are my greatest teachers, whether they really understand that or not, but I'm doing this for them. Yeah.
This is gorgeous, Caroline. Thank you so much. I'm like all fired up with goosebumps because so many times, as you say, in real life, we deviate, or people that are going through hardship
Mm,
just close up, whether it's an illness, whether it's a life situation that they are going through, and these inmates have the courage to show up and understand the reality and make the best of every second they are gifted with life, and
Yeah,
make life what they can make of it from the circumstances. So yes, in service, we will be served more. So we actually want to bring in right now the moment of how people can unite to this beautiful cause, because the only way to get to more prisons that now the vault has opened, you and Lisa and Coach Taylor have opened that, and the prisons are waiting for you guys to come. And the way we can support, of course, we need to raise funds, these funds to allow you guys to travel and bring all the equipment and the research and the time and everything that is invested. So we want to claim and ask this moment of connection to anyone hearing now or later, that no amount is too little. It's, imagine if every follower or every person that hears this through your social media, mine, or people that even sharing this live opens up doors. So there's so many ways. Please never say, oh, I wish I could help. There are millions of ways you can help. And we do have a donation link, and that you actually can get your taxes. Can you explain a little bit about where they can donate and how it well is or structured and will benefit them as well?
fantastic. Sure, of course. Well, firstly, every penny counts and goes directly to enabling us to work with more and more prisoners. So please know that each penny transcends concrete blocks, barbed wire, and steel girders, you know? So there are several ways that you can donate if you feel called to do so. One of them is through the Gogi website, which is gettingoutbygoingin.org. And if you donate directly there, then that would be a tax deductible donation, and you would receive a receipt for that. There's also my GoFundMe page, and there's PayPal as well. So we can put all of that information up for everybody. But what I also wanted to do, just as a thank you, so I've created a Google Drive with 10 of my favorite inner dance soundscapes that I've made. They're all an hour long. And I've also included 3 short soundscapes that I made when I was working with a special educational needs class in Scotland. And I put in a 30-minute meditation as well. So it's a suggested donation of $111. Uh, I guess it's just as a thank you. If anybody would like to do that, then I would love to give that to you in acknowledgement and honoring of your support. And yeah,
Oh my gosh, let me pause right there. Of course, we're going to put all this information down. As a facilitator and a trainer of inner dance, I this is a gift to have these soundscapes. And what a beautiful opportunity for us to receive that, and at the same time buying this or donating from our heart,
yeah,
and also in service to this beautiful project, as I call it, is a double whammy. And so we want to offer this for anyone that is feeling what we are sharing in this moment,
yeah,
because also these playlists will allow you to touch more hearts through your sessions. So this is
exactly.
another way to help, and we're going to give you all this. And also, before, there's two more things I want to touch before we go. Frequencies of freedom. Why did you, Caroline, choose this topic? Where is this title going? And how can also people be part of this incredible moment of frequencies of freedom?
So my guides have been nudging me, sort of pulling on my leg for a little while to write a book, and I had this sense that this project, this time, is an opportunity for me to write my book on freedom. And again, I was guided that the name of the book is Frequencies of Freedom. And at the moment, I'm in the research stage, and I'm inviting anyone and everyone to make contact with me so we can have a conversation about what freedom is to you and what it feels like to be imprisoned. So if you would like to be involved to help me sort of feel into the frequencies of what freedom really feels like, to help me to gain some insight to write this book, then please do get in touch. I also have questionnaires if people would rather just take some time to write out their answers. But this feels part of the project, it feels part of the being in service in this way, in service to freedom and purpose. And yeah, I'm really excited for it. And it's now my new favorite topic of conversation. I'm learning so much.
Imagine you can be part of this book, upcoming book,
Yeah.
Frequencies of Freedom, and have a moment to speak to this jewel, this beautiful soul. I'm telling you, it's a no-brainer. We have actually Wendy on the line. She took recently our training with Fanny in
Oh,
Atlanta.
awesome.
So, Wendy, we encourage you to hear all of this live as soon as it's to all of you. It's recorded because it's really inspiring. So to recap, this is the moment to see the unseen, to make every moment count for every single soul, to stop the barriers of judging who has done what based on their looks, based on their actions, because we all have an opportunity to evolve and transcend and be free, meaning free even if you're incarcerated. And this is what the prisoners are teaching us. So it's time to surrender and be in a one heartbeat for an incredible project that I'm just humbled and honored that you have allowed me to be a speck of light in this, and I will support it in every way I can. Caroline, please bring into a lovely closure, and also at the end, say your social media, even though we are going to put it in writing, and let's close with a hard lock.
Oh, dear hearts. Thank you so much for tuning in to the frequencies of freedom and what that brings up for you, and how, with each breath, with each intention, we can breathe light and love into the darkest, most forgotten of spaces, which can also be our heart. That none of us came here to not fulfill our purpose, but things happen along the way, and a lot of it happens beyond our control. And for some people, their story was written for them before they were born. And Lisa and I and Coach Taylor have the humble honor of reading people's life stories. So we know firsthand the trials and challenges that some people have endured since before they could speak. And that each of us can directly support transformation and learn from these amazing teachers. And yeah, and watch this space. This is the beginning of something that's going to ripple out around the world and change systems from the inside out. Because that's where freedom begins, right? On the inside.
Abs- Absolutely, absolutely. What a beautiful closure. Caroline, I just thank the heavens, the universe for joining our hearts and with the people that are watching now or later. I know that this is just the beginning of something beautiful, and for all of us to be part of something massive with transforming hearts in the darkest places is exactly where we need to be. Please say your social media, and then again to all that are listening, now or later we're going to have everything typed up in the post, like as the light is coming in as we're ending this. I love it. So please share where they can
Sure.
follow you, and Gogi as well.
Right, so you can reach out to me at The Sound of Dreams. And you can also look at the Inner Gogi Dance Instagram page, and also Lisa Butcher Official, because that's my phenomenal co-pilot in all of this. And yeah, she's awesome. I couldn't and wouldn't do it without her.
Well, I bless Lisa, Coach
Mm,
Taylor, and you, and
yeah,
everyone who will be part of this project, everyone who got a message through this interaction of us today. We bless you, and we want to thank you in advance for sharing the light and love, sometimes just by a click of a button,
yeah,
sometimes by just sharing any donations.
yeah.
Sometimes maybe you have an idea, connections, you want to share what freedom is with
Yes,
Caroline. The opportunities are endless. Stay tuned because Freedom of Frequencies will be out soon. And I already tell you, it's going to be a life transformational book. Thank you, my love, my
thank
dearest friend, for
you.
trusting my heart and bringing the light as you are praying it right now as we are finishing. And it doesn't surprise me that this is happening right now. And we just want to open this space of oneness, a light to all that are here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please, everyone who listens to this now or later, stay tuned because this is just the beginning of what is available for us to do as a community and as a humanity with one purpose only, to serve those that are unseen. We all deserve a second chance, and we want to thank you for being part of this project. Namaste. Thank you so much, my love. Until
Thank
next
you.
time, next Monday morning coffee with Val in español, 1 week in Spanish, 1 week in English. Thank you so much.
Much
Bye
love,
bye, my
everyone.
love.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.